Three, two. All right, guys. Man, James Howe. This man right here. So James Howe lost a hard drive that had 8,000 bitcoins on it, which is now worth $181 million, even after the recent crypto crash. He meant to throw out the blank one, but instead the drive containing the cryptocurrency ended up going to the local dump in a garbage bag. Oh, oh, man. 181 mil in a garbage bag. 9 years later, he's determined to get back his stash, which he mined in 2009. House 36 is James House is hoping local authorities will help him stage a high-tech treasure hunt for the buried bitcoins. So yeah, this guy is going to try robotic dogs. His one of his guys that he worked with, a former IT worker, says he believes it's achievable through a combination of human sorters, robotic dogs, and an artificial intelligence powdered machine trained to look for hard drives on a conveyor belt. His plan has two versions based on how much of the landfill the council would allow him to search. By his estimates, the most extensive option would take 3 years and involving scouring 100,000 metric tons, or about 110,000 tons of garbage at a cost of $11 million. A scaled down version would cost $6 million and take 18 months. He has assembled a team of 8 experts specializing in areas including AI powered sorting, landfill excavation, waste management, and data extraction, including one advisor who worked for a company that recovered data from the black box of the crashed Columbia space shuttle. The experts and their companies would be contracted to execute the excavation and would receive a bonus should the Bitcoin hoard be successfully retrieved. We're trying to achieve this project to a full commercial standard, House said. House said machines would dig up the garbage, which would then be sorted at a pop up facility near the landfill. Human pickers would sift through it, along with the machine from a company in Oregon called Max AI. The machine would look like a scanner set over a conveyor belt. Remy Remy Legrand of Max AI told Insider the company would train AI algorithms to spot hard drives that look similar. Uh, Howes has built security costs into his plan, fearing people may try to dig up the hard drives themselves. He's budgeted for 24-hour CCTV cameras, as well as 2 robotic spot dogs from Boston Dynamics that would function as mobile CCTV patrols at night and sweep the area for anything that looks like his hard drive by day. Wow. So this is the robotic dog, and we've seen these on Boston Dynamics. They're well known for creating these robotic animals and people. I think this one does like a backflip or some shit. It's crazy. The Spot robot dog made by Boston Dynamics. House said his team has its first meeting in May at the Celtic Manor Resort outside Newport for what he called dress rehearsal of his pitch to the council. The meeting was filmed and attended by former Top Gear host Richard Hammond, who has released a short YouTube documentary about Hells. They're clearly a bunch of very committed people who have faith in him and the plan. Hammond told Insider of Howe's team, it's a story that goes from the incredibly mundane to the colossal. Hammond said, if I were in his position, I don't think I'd have the strength to answer the door. After excavation, the garbage would be cleaned. As much as possible would be recycled, House said. The rest would be reburied. We do not want to damage the environment in any way, he said. If anything, we want to leave everything in a better condition. So this is the landfill from the air. Wow. It's crazy how they just grow grass over it. Uh, so I wonder what area, if it was 9 years ago, for sure, something in this green patch. Because this is probably what they're using now, but this is already, can't believe that's a landfill, what it looks like. There is nothing that Mr. Howes could present to us that would make the council agree, a council representative told Insider. His proposals pose significant ecological risk, which we cannot accept and indeed are prevented from considering by the terms of our permit. Will the hard drive even work if it's found? Whether the hard drive will work depends on a component called the platter, a disc made of either glass or metal that holds the data. How Howe said that so long as the platter isn't cracked, there's an 80% to 90% chance the data will be retrievable. So even if you found it, there's a little bit percentage that it might not work. There's a percentage that it will work. Um, Phil Bridge, a data recovery professional who has advised Howes on the project, told Insider these figures were accurate. And that's what it looks like. But if the platter is damaged, Bridge says there is only a small chance the data could be retrieved. Bridge says he got involved with the project because he found it intriguing. It's just one of those cases that piques anyone's interest, he said. It would be a fantastic success story to help get him back and prove everyone wrong. Where would the funding come from? Hans-Peter Jobberg and Carl Windenborn, love those names, two venture capitalists who are based respectively in Switzerland and Germany, told Insider they had promised to provide $11 million to fund the project if Howes won council approval. It's obviously a needle in a haystack, and it's a very, very high-risk investment. Howes said he didn't have a contract with the prospective backers, but had discussed the plan in Zoom meetings. Until I've got something in writing from Newport City Council, there's nothing to sign up to. What if he does find the Bitcoin stash? Howes said if he managed to retrieve the data, he would keep roughly 30% of what's on there, worth just over $54 million. He said about a third would go to the recovery team, 30% to the investors, and rest for local causes, including giving, or about $61 at current value in Bitcoin, to each of Newport's 150,000 residents. The amount has fallen from the $240 each, he told CNN in January of last year. He decided to put more money into securing professional companies for the excavation to help convince the council. What if the council doesn't agree? If Howes fails to get the council's backing, the last resort will be taking the local authority to court with the claim that its actions constitute an illegal embargo on the hard drive. I've been reluctant to go down that route in the past because I've not wanted to cause problems. I wanted to work with Newport City Council. Howes said he'd never been granted a face-to-face meeting with the council. He said he was once given a 20-minute Zoom meeting in May, but hoped his new business plan would help him break through. He said he met with his local member of parliament, Jessica Morden, on the 24th. Morden's office confirming the meeting took place. The crypto proponent says he makes his living by buying Bitcoin every month and selling it when he needs cash. However, Howes said he tries not to think too much about his share of the money, of how the money would allow him to do if the hard drive is ever found in working order. Otherwise, he said, you just drive yourself crazy. Yeah, man, that is a wild, wild story. Dude lost a hard drive in a grocery bag, and now it's in the landfill. And it looked like the landfill was all covered up with grass right here. So, I mean, if this is the whole landfill, maybe like it looks like probably all this, right? They'd have to start each little corner, do, 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 and then layers. You got to do layers of this because this is deep. It's a hill, if you can tell. Wow. I'd like to just say good luck, James House. Do what you got to do, man. Um, Let me know what you guys think about the insider's story about James Howe, and if you'd like to help, because to the moon, to Mars, we all stars. Crypto Jasper, we out. Like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace.